Empty bottles of red wine laying on the floor from last night. We got a little drunk, yeah. Now I'm a little numb. Spending hours by your bedside, talking till it's dark out somehow. Can get you off my.
All right, now I am finally on here. I am live coming to you guys with Relationship Saturday. Yay! I am just super duper excited that today is Relationship Saturday. I'm happy because I get to finish my grandmother's book. I get to finish my grandmother's book, you guys. So I am super duper excited because I have been reading this book for over a month. So I am super excited to come to you guys and finish this book. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to. I see the ash on me. Uh, but yes, I am super duper excited to come to y'all to so that we can get past this book, okay? So that we can move on. So that we can move on, y'all, okay? It has been wonderful, but memories, it must pass. Put the memories on the shelf and let's move on and create new memories. So, I had a busy day today, but at the same time, I did not. I woke up at the crack of dawn after going to bed just before the crack of dawn, and then I fixed breakfast for the household and got back in the bed. Got back in the bed. And that was at 7 o'clock this morning. I woke up at 6:30, but I went to bed at 2. It was either 2 or 2:30 when I went to bed, but I woke up at 6:30, fixed breakfast, and then went back to bed at 7 o'clock after I ate breakfast. And then I woke up at 12:30. Yeah. And we celebrated my oldest grandson's second birthday. Yay. He is 2. And all he cared about was playing on his little baby basketball goal. That is all he cared about. He didn't care about nothing else. He's gonna be very athletic, I can tell. Um, and the kids played a little bit. We was doubled up at the park because there was also another party right beside us. Um, had the exact same theme. So we had to kind of make sure everybody was in their own parties. People were going to the right parties and stuff like that because we had the exact same thing. Um, but other than that, though, it was nice. Well, the party was nice, but it was hot as hell. And our park has a water sprinkle system for the kids to play at or whatever, almost like a little mini water park, except it's not a water park, but it has an area where water comes out the ground and the kids can run through it and play in it and stuff like that. It is actually intended for that. And the kids had a blast. And it was just so hot out there. You just sit them out there. They didn't need no towel because they just dried out, eat meat like probably what, an hour and a half. They were dry. It's fall and we're still experiencing 90 degree 95. It was 93, 92, 93 degrees outside, hot as hell. um but yeah, that party just ended at 5:30. And so yeah, I had to go home, take a bath, cut my hair, cut the sides, and then come in here and get set up. So yeah, that's why I was busy, but at the same time I was not busy. But all the same, enjoyed my day. Um, but as you guys know, if you are new to my channel, I just want to give you guys a warm welcome to Snack Cackle Talk and go ahead and take a moment out of your day and subscribe to my channel. Okay. Follow me on all my platforms here: Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, as well as Instagram. Okay. Uh, Other than that, you guys, I'm so excited, like I said, that I have been anticipating this day and so that I can finish this book because I am excited about the last parts of this book. Okay. The last story that I read, it actually was interesting. I can get with some of the things that was in this last chapter that I just read. So, but all that other stuff that I read in before, ugh, I ain't got nothing to say. That's how bad. That is how bad that is. I ain't gonna be able to do it. Plain and simple, okay? But I left off, I believe, was it 179? Yes. So we stopped at 179 so that we can start the last chapter of this book. Now, we're finishing up chapter 5. Chapter 6 really is not even a chapter, so I don't even know why they gave it a chapter, but to each his own. But we're going to finish this book today. Today. It's going to be done, okay? So, let's get to it. If you were crazy enough or freaky enough over these past few days, past few weeks, and tried some of this stuff, hey, I am nosy as hell. I want to know. I want to know if y'all tried some of this stuff, okay? Male or female. You don't have to go into details. Just say, hey, Lacey, yeah, girl, tried it. Ain't gonna be able to do it. Or, yeah, okay, I can dig it. Not every day, but I can see it being for like a wild event kind of thing. You on your own there, but just let me know, okay? So let's get into this book. Now, y'all know that this is the book that I found beside my grandmother's bed in a drawer, and it is 30, 31, 32 years old. So that's not that old, but the fact that my grandmother was reading this book for 203 ways to drive a man wild in bed. And when I asked her about this book, honey, she laughed, and she laughed hard. Okay. So, and I thought that tickled me. Okay. So I'm reading this book to see what in the world was my grandmother reading. I don't even want to know what she did out the book. It's too much. But we are at 180, okay? So we are going to 203, and we are going to finish this book today, okay? So it's already trying to stress me out, y'all. We're back to the rear. Back to the rear. I don't know why people want to play with people's butts so much, but we are back to the rear, okay? But to each his own, to each is own, to each is own, okay? It says rear entry. That is what it starts with, rear entry, okay? It says, yes, there are disadvantages to the rear entry positions. Listen, if a book if a book has to start out like that, then just skip it all together. Just skip it all together. I'm just saying, FYI, okay? There are disadvantages to the rear entry positions. Neither of you has a frontal view, and you can't hug and kiss. But the advantages are too exciting to miss. Your breasts are hanging free, and he can easily reach them. You get stimulation to the clitoris, vulva, and sensitive place between your vagina and anus, and your fanny. He gets extra stimulation on his scrotum, and both of you can enjoy the angle and depth of penetration. Besides its natural, lusty, and fun, if he's a fanny man or you have particular a particularly beautiful bottom, you should by all means put on the dog as a regular habit. Is she talking doggy style? I don't know. I feel like this book is reading in codes and I ain't a part of it. So, but okay, so we are starting now with 180. Okay. It says the basic doggy. I'm gonna, you know what? I ain't gonna assume. Ain't no telling what she talking about. Okay, so if you've seen dogs do it, you'll know just how to get into position for this one. Get on all fours and let your man come in from behind. He can be on his knees too, or to make it even easier, he can stand on the floor beside the bed while you assume the doggy position in front of him on the bed. Okay, so she was talking about the doggy style position. But damn, don't start the title off as as the rear entry. You scared me. You scared me there. Y'all know where my mind went. I ain't gonna lie. She should have just said doggy style. But anyway, it says this position permits a lot of freedom of movement, and you can both get to rocking and rolling pretty well. Let your whole body move back and forth and tip your hips so that your entire genital area makes contact with his pelvis and scrotum each time you meet. You can also throw in a few hip swivels or reach one of your hands back to caress his flapping testicles. You got some long hands. That's all I got to say. Some long arms to be doing all that. Let's see. 181. You can also perform the doggy laying down. To facilitate the angle of entry and give you a little more room to what is this? Undulate? Undo? I don't know, y'all. I'm not a professional at pronouncing words, okay? At word pronunciation. This word right here. You got it? Okay. Oh, you don't know either? Thought you was gonna help me. Well, we go anyway. It says here to put a pillow or even two under your hips. The higher your hips, the better the genital contact and the better the view for him. But be sure to keep your head far enough from the wall or the headboard so his eager thrust don't push you into it. Like I said, I wish this book had pictures. I wish it had pictures so that I can kind of get an idea of what the book is trying to describe to me. But 182, okay? An interesting variation in the rear entry is the seated position. Ask your lover to sit on the edge of the bed or in a comfortable chair. If you sit on top of him, facing away from him. Okay, you should put your hands up to steady you as you slowly descend onto his waiting penis. Okay, so you're chair riding? Is that what that sounds like? Okay. I'm trying to get a visual here, y'all. It says you can keep your legs inside his or spread them wide around his thighs. He won't be able to move much, so it's up to you to provide all the action. Hold on to his legs, the bed, or the chair and bounce up and down, or simply stay seated and perform your well-rehearsed bumps and grinds. Again, he'll have easy access to your breast, clitoris, and you to his scrotum. Never did a king sitting on his throne have so much fun. This is chair sex, right? But the girl is basically lap riding. Okay. I'm trying to gain the visual, y'all. Let's see. What 183. The upside down position. Okay, so let's see. If you are both physically fit, this is a great one. You should lie face down on the bed, legs hanging over the edge. He enters you from behind and helps you raise your legs and wrap them around his waist or shoulders. Huh? Did that make sense? I'm going to read that again. I'm confused. I'm confused. So let me read it again. The upside down position. If you are both physically fit, this is a great one for you. You should lie face down on the bed. Face down on the bed. Legs hanging over the edge. And wrap them around his waist or his shoulders. No, we have not. How am I supposed to lay face down on the bed and wrap my legs around your waist or your shoulders? I know you lying. And you got me something like, I'm trying to run it all through my head. Like, what is this? I can't picture that. I can't see how that can be done. You said the upside down position. Okay, moving forward. It says, or you can start on the floor. He lifts your ankles and holds them at his hip level while you walk around on the floor on your hands. Huh? No, we I ain't turning no damn tricks. That's what this sounds like. So like back in school when you're in the gym and you do that race on your hands and your partner has to hold your feet to keep you off the ground. Is that what that is, but in a sexual stance? Who would want to have sex like that? That's too much work. No wonder they said if you're physically fit. Okay, it says besides the acrobatic fun, no doubt, of this elegant trick, it also makes for very deep penetration. Some say the deepest and lots of wild excitement. I mean, all I know is you definitely working out. That's all core. Let's see. Okay, so side by side, the spoon. Okay, we've done the spoon. Lie on your side in a semi-fetal position while your lover lies in the same position behind you, like two spoons curled up together. This position does not allow him to penetrate very deeply, but he can easily reach around and caress your clitoris and breast. It's perfect for sex and the single bed, and for sleeping early morning lovemaking. Okay, so I can see that, but I can definitely see that. I don't know about the sleepy early morning lovemaking, but I can definitely see that position, especially if you are making love. For those men that know how to make love, they know what I'm talking about. Let's see what else it says about that. You can add some excitement to this position by grinding your bottom against his pelvis, raising your top leg over his to change the angle. bending down at the waist to give him more direct and deeper access, massaging his behind with your free hand, or reaching through your legs to fondle the part of his penis that is not able to get inside. Uh, and don't forget those sexy vaginal contractions you've learned to do. I know she talked about the walls and all that stuff earlier in the book. I don't know how to do all that. Just saying. Something I got to learn. Well, I've been seeing the Kegel exercises on the social media. Okay, so it says that position of driving while. Okay, but I've done this. I've done the spooning. Definitely, it's a feel good position. Okay. 185. The scissors. I've done the scissors. Okay, the basic scissors position is this: lie on your back. Have your man lie next to you on his side and lift your legs over heels. Both of you can move your legs around, entangling them in any position that gives you pleasure. One of my favorite leg positions involves maneuvering my body into the right angle from his and then raising my legs over his shoulder. This opens the vajayjay even wider. Y'all, I do say the word vajayjay in the place of vagina. Even wider and makes for lots of lovely genital contact for both parties. 186. For a slightly different scissors, lie on your back with your legs raised while he places himself at a right angle under your legs. You can simply lower your legs when he enters, or he can put his top leg between yours. I'm trying to get a visual. It's a scissor, so I'm quite sure I probably did it. Maybe the way it sounds in words kind of sounds like a weird position. Again, both of you can and should get in all the fondling you can. Sitting face to face. I'm quite sure we've done that one. Definitely in when you're having bathtub loving. Definitely, I can see that. Handy for sex in a tub. Oh, see, there you go. The kitchen, never done that. In other confined spaces, this is a position that allows for lots of visual and manual contact and playful or deep kissing. Simply sit face to face, wrap your legs around his waist. It works well sitting on the bed or floor, but he may have to support his weight by leaning back on his hands. For greater comfort, sit on a cushy chair or love seat. Then you'll both have your hands and lips free for adventure. I concur. I can agree with that 1,000%. And for those of you that never did shower or tub loving, should give this one a try. It felt good to me. 188. Remember that wonderful salacious scene from Last Tango in Paris. So I ain't never watched that. It sounds like a Turner Classic movie, and she does often reference old movies. Okay, so we're gonna move past that. Let's see what she's talking about. So I guess it's another face-to-face animalistic sex. It's not too difficult to make this work in your own empty apartment. You should both raise your knees, keeping feet flat on the floor, lean back on straight arms. Once he's inserted, you can rock back and forward, thrusting and repeating. Because your movements are somewhat contained, the best part of this position is the view you have of each other's genitals. If we had pictures. So if someone want to write another sex book, put pictures, color pictures. 189. Okay, so she said for several years she fantasized about being vigorously made love to by a man standing in front of me while I was seated on my dresser, legs hanging over the edge. But in real life, I could never get all the body parts to come out in the right places. I guess that could have been left out. So, but it says, but you don't have to wait to give yourself or your man one of the most delightful sex sessions you'll ever have. The secret is to find a surface to perch on that falls just below your man's crotch. So basically, having sex like on a countertop, a table, a desk, that's what I hear. I mean, at least that's what I'm hearing. Um, the perfect height or proper position of penis A into slot B. This position has lots of advantages for your man. He doesn't have to support himself or you. You can thrust away wildly. Uh, you will, of course, be enjoying the benefits of his deeply embedded penis and his pelvis slapping against you and your pelvis, his roaming hands. Okay, blase, blase. All the extra words are unnecessary. But it didn't, it as it goes on, it started out telling us what each number was going to be, like the spoon, the scissors, all that. But then it fell off, and I guess it's not telling me anything, but it's under the sitting face to face stage. So maybe that's why it's not saying any like what part, but I guess they could have said desk or table, countertop, sex or something. Anyhow, 190. The windmill position is not a seated one, but since it must start out that way, I've included it here. It's a begin sitting face to face, your legs on top of heels, penis securely plugged in. Lord. Then both of you lie back flat on the bed, each person's upper body begin between the other's spread leg eagle. You can either join hands or use them to play with each other's genital legs and feet. Instead of thrusting, your pelvis should twist, knead, and undulate. Undulate. Lord, it's the same word. I cannot pronounce it, but I could be saying it right, but I don't know. Anyway, with varying rhythms and pressures. In this restful yet exciting situation, your man can stay hard for a long time and keep you at the brink of orgasm. I'm glad I'm over that face to face. Okay, variations on the main theme. We back to this foot fetish. 191. The foot fetish. During intercourse, whenever you're in a position to reach his feet, you might consider this little trick. Just as he's about to have his orgasm, grab his toes and pull gently. It seems that a man's toe bone is connected to his genital bone, and this extra stimulation increases the intensity of his ejaculation. Okay, at least it wasn't outlandish. It's worth giving that a try. Okay, she's basically saying to just pull on his toes while he's at the brink of having an orgasm, so you can heighten the ejaculation of his orgasm. So at least she ain't saying put the toes in my mouth and lick between the toes and suck on his toes. At least she didn't say that again. Okay. The taut tiger. Keep your man's penile skin stretched tight and the entire time you are having intercourse. By holding it down with your fingers at the base, imagine the heightened sensitivity you would experience if he stretched the skin around your exposed clitoris while thrusting against it with his pelvis, and you will understand why this magic maneuver can send him skyward. Huh? What's she asking me to do?
Pictures like you
193. Bondage.
said. Porn is illegal in Texas.
Okay, well, bondage. Not for one night stands. This should be done only with a man you know and trust and who trusts you. I agree. 1,000%. But once having established a certain degree of faith in each other, a little light bondage can be quite thrilling. Never leave anyone tied up for a long period of time or while you leave the room, though you don't want to destroy the trusting relationship or the excitement. Okay, so after getting the okay from him, use silk scarves, his own necktie, soft robes, your sock, or anything else soft but strong enough to hold him. Fasten him spread eagled to the bedpost, or simply tie his feet together and hands behind his head or behind his back. Then tease him. Let him inhale your highly personal aroma. Caress and kiss him everywhere but his genitals. Brush your nipples and your pelvic hair over his stomach, chest, and up to his mouth, but make him wait until let's say oh no, I'm sorry. Make him wait a while before allowing him to lick you there. Take advantage of his helplessness by tonguing his underarms. A very sensuous undertaking that should leave him panting. Masturbate him. Suck his penis. Play with him like a favorite toy. And then at last, get on top of him, slip him inside, and thrust fast and passionately. So basically, it's a tease game just before riding and not giving you access to intervene. That's what I heard. Okay. Would you want to be tied up like that? Why?
Mhm.
Why? Oh, you don't trust me? I'm just saying. 194. Okay, so we're still on bondage. It says yours. What was the other one? It said bondage. Oh, it says his. Oh, okay. It's in a funny writing. Okay, his bondage. Okay, your bondage. Turnabouts is a fair play, and you'll give your man a powerful psychological thrill by letting him tie you up. His fantasies of controlling, submissive little you will be excitingly brought to life. So that's just like that BDSM. Okay. So if y'all did not watch that, I have a live video on BDSM on YouTube. You can go over there and watch that and let me know what you think on that video. Okay. It goes into details on what BDSM is. Okay. It says while he's teasing you, let your moans and groans tell him you can hardly bear. Okay, so same thing. 195. Bondage variation yours. Have him tie your hands together and your feet together, then set you up on your elbows and knees. He then comes from behind to ravish you mercilessly while you love every minute of it. I mean, why this have to have a whole different number when it could have just been added in the last one? I don't know. Oriental pearls. Asian women are famous for this fabulous trick. Sometimes during foreplay, insert a string of beads. Any beads will do, but pearls are very elegant. Why y'all want to mess up the pearls? So insert a string of beads gently into his anus. Listen. Damn. I wasn't expecting it. So, like I said, I have a video. I have a video on YouTube, and I want to say it's in my season 1, but it could be in my season 2, but I'm quite sure that it's in my season 1 on my trip to the sex store. Okay. And what I was doing in that sex store. Y'all should go and watch that video. Okay. Super funny what I was doing in that sex store. Okay. I had no idea what I was messing with. But what I was doing with them is what's funny. Okay. It says here to insert them in his anus. It's a good idea to lubricate him with cream or oil first. Later, while he's busy thrusting, pull the pearls out one at a time and watch his passion mount. Is it passion or is it pain? I'm confused. I'm confused. At the right moment, suddenly yank. It says yank the rest of the strings free and enjoy his explosive orgasm. That sounds hella uncomfortable. I'm glad she said him. Okay. So if he lets you, okay? If he lets you, I ain't gonna let you. If he lets you. 197. Slather each other with oil, baby oil, olive oil, petroleum jelly, etc. And enjoy a smooth, slippery, love-making passion session. Protect the sheets with towels or do it in the bathtub. I can kind of see how that can kind of be erotic, I guess. I mean, you don't have to like purposely put that on just for that reason. But like when you use body oils, baby oil, or whatever for massage sessions that lead to sex, then you naturally take in that absorption of the oil anyway. So I can kind of see how that can kind of be erotic or whatever. But I don't think you would just necessarily just have to specifically add that to the sexual experience. 198. Don't relegate the vibrator to foreplay only. Give him a shattering orgasm by gliding the vibrator tip into his anus. Listen, while you're happily humping away. Who's doing the humping? Where am I supposed to be while I'm inserting this? Listen, I'm utterly tickled. Where the hell am I supposed to be at while we're humping and I stick this up his butt? What am I getting out of this? That's what I want to know. Where am I supposed to be at? Because I know damn well we have a huge problem if he's inserting himself in me while he got that inserted in him. And if I'm humping on him with that thing, Lord, we got a problem. Listen, if y'all just now hopping on this page, this is Snack Cackle Talk, and this is Relationship Saturday. And we are discussing part 9 of my grandmother's book, 203 Ways to Drive Your Man Wild. Hell, y'all, y'all might be driving him up out that damn door. Like I said, everybody's sexual experience is not on the same page. Now, granted, some of this stuff we can coach our partner to great sex to help get them on the level at which you, whatever, are at. But if you are too experienced in sex, you could potentially scare away your partner. Because I'm just saying. Let's keep on going. Okay, so $1.99, Rock-a-Bye Baby. Try doing it in a rocking chair. It's easier to use the armless variety, but any kind will do as long as you can both fit into it comfortably. He should sit in a chair so you can mount him and brace your feet on the rugs or the floor. Just be careful your erotic enthusiasm doesn't tip the chair over. It sounds like another lap riding position to me, but with a rocking chair. And I don't see what the difference would be, except you go from being sturdy to not being sturdy. Potentially breaking the chair in the rocking chair. I'm just saying. We are at 200, you guys. We are at 200. So we are going to 203. That is 203 ways. So we are at 200. Okay. Wetness and sex go hand in hand. Now, only reason why I have something to say on that is because my lack of experience in sex, I was not a person that enjoyed being wet. I didn't deem it as a term called wet. I was like disgusted by it and I had to like stop the act and go get cleaned up. Like I was not feeling it. I was not feeling it. And like I would like 1,000% kill the vibe. Okay. If I felt, I was like, ugh, what is that? Like, oh my gosh, like, stop. I don't like the feel of that. Hold up. Let me go get cleaned up because you went on me or something. I don't know. I'm a hot mess, y'all. But I would stop the sexual act because I did not like the feel of being wet. Now that I know the term behind the act, I did not like that at all and had to get cleaned up immediately before we could continue. Okay. I had to. Um, but let's continue. Okay, so wetness and sex go hand in hand. So invite your man into your bathtub or shower, lather each other up, massage his slippery penis, and rub it up against your soapy pelvis and vaginal lips, and finally let him slide in and out. Do not worry about getting your hair wet. Your skittishness will be a turnoff for him. And no matter how awful you think you look with wet hair, he'll think you're very sexy. 201. Few things turn a man on more than a lusty woman showing him how much she's enjoying herself, how much his thrusting penis is turning her on. So let your passion show. Moan and groan with pleasure. I am not if I'm a moaner, it's very, very soft or light. But I'm mostly mute because I just don't like the noise, okay? I don't know if it's because I have kids and I just don't want my kids to hear that kind of thing. And so now that my kids are grown, I am still that way. I don't know. But I don't expect nothing. Pant with excitement. Wiggle with abandon because you're so hot you just can't keep still. Nuzzle him on his neck. Parry his thrust eagerly. Wrap your legs around him and squeeze. Grab his bottom and push him into you with each thrust as if you can't get enough of him. Gently scratch and bite. He'll be proud to bear the scars of your passion. Vibrate, scream, grind, toss and turn, lick, kiss, and suck him if you'd like to swallow him whole. Each move, each sound, each sensation will magnify his excitement and spur him on to even more fabulous lovemaking. And don't forget to. And then it says, ... She put those ... as if it was to be continued. Lady, that's what you put at 203 when there's nothing else for me to read. 202. Tell him how excited you feel. Earlier, I taught it the benefits of verbal foreplay. Huh? But now that the game is in full swing, you can really get down to talking dirty. Okay, so I also have a video up, you guys, about talking dirty. No, I do not talk dirty. I don't know how to talk dirty. But I do have a video up if you guys are interested in watching that video. This is not the time for clinical descriptions of vaginas or penises. This is the time to talk about cocks and the vajayjay. I don't say the P word, y'all, but it says the PUSS word, okay? And effing. These are perfectly wonderful words that we shouldn't feel ashamed to use. At the moment of passion, they are the most lovingly and appropriate words in the language. So get used to telling him how good it feels in every way you can think of. Okay, so she gives a list of examples, okay? Now, I was wondering how to talk dirty, not so I could do it, because I doubted if I do it, but I was like, how do you talk dirty? So it says here, honey, it's so good. You're so hard. You have the most gorgeous D. I love the feel of you in my vajayjay. You make me so hot. F me, darling. F me harder, deeper, faster, etc. Suck my tits. I can't get enough of your D. My vajayjay is so wet for you. Yes, more, deeper, harder. Give it to me. Fill me up with your juice. Please don't stop. I love the way you F me. I'm so hot for that big, beautiful D. Boy, wow. Please put your gorgeous D in my vajayjay. Please let me F you. Dirty talk examples. Let's see. Oh, and she got two more here. Says, you're so wonderful, darling. And the last one is, I love the feel of your beautiful, long, thick, curved, strong, hard, bulging, smooth, ridgy, pulsing D. Thrusting in and out of me. Well, well, well. Okay, so those are the examples of talking dirty. And as I said, I don't say the P word, y'all. So I say the vajayjay in place of the P word. Don't pay any false compliments. I agree. Please don't air their head up. That's partially why I don't talk or say anything. It's because I ain't trying to air your head up for what? If you know what type of lover you are, I'm not going to tell you. You already know what type of lover you are. Whether you're a lazy one or a good one, I'm not airing your head up. Find something about your guy that you can praise honestly and do it often and lovingly. Build up his sexual ego, and he'll build up your sexual excitement. Sometimes the use of just one four-letter word is enough to stiffen his erection and make him come. So use some down and dirty words, and you'll both get your sexual juices flowing. And finally, 203. High intensity orgasm. You can give your man one of the most unforgettable experiences of his life, an orgasm that, like yours, involves shuddering spasms throughout his whole body. This takes time, patience, and concentration. Like you, the longer he is stimulated, the more intense his orgasm will be. So, the secret to giving your man a high intensity orgasm is to stretch out the period of buildup as long as possible by moving slowly and resting frequently. During regular intercourse, if you won't have as much control over the pacing as you would if you were using only your hands or if you were tied up, but you can exert some control with your own slow thrusting, or by saying something like, slower, darling. I want to make love to you for a long time. With his penis inside you, it will also be more difficult for you to tell when he's almost at the point of no return. But as you get to know his sexual personality, you'll pick up clues. You may be able to feel him growing thicker or stiffer and his penile veins bulging out. Or he may start panting or vibrating. At this critical point, make him stop thrusting and lie still for about 10 seconds. You may even want to unplug him momentarily or use the squeeze technique from page 25. When he has calmed down, go back to what you were doing or try something else until he reaches the brink of orgasm again. Stop once again. You may want to extend this to a whine or talk break before you resume again. Don't make him stop more than 3 or 4 times, or he may have trouble reaching an eventual orgasm. When you want him to finally have his high intensity orgasm, increase the speed of your movements, twitch your sensuous vaginal muscles, and get serious about stroking and kissing him all over, especially on the ears, neck, underarms, and nipples. Although your man may resist this way of lovemaking at first, once he tried it, he'll beg you for more. So, we have reached 203 ways to drive your man wild. And let's see, they did include um, like 2 or 3 pages for, well, really, okay, 1 page for chapter 6. Okay, so let's read it to the end, okay? It says, sexuality is not a leisure or part-time activity. It is a way of being. Wording by Alexander Lowen. Love and Orgasm. Okay, so chapter 6 is all in your head. I'm sure you know by now that there are many more than 203 ways to drive your man wild in bed. You will invent endless variations on the theme. I've presented here especially when you and your man start improving together. In the end, it's your own sensuous mind that's the best source of sexy turn ons and exotic man pleasures. So keep the cerebral sex muscle well exercised and vital. Let yourself be carried away with your erotic dreams. Invent newer, more elaborate fantasies. Instead of walking down the street thinking of what to buy for dinner, check out all the attractive men you pass by. Notice the fit of their slacks, picture how they would look naked, try to imagine how they would move on top of you, how they would kiss you, buy some magazines showing pictures of naked men, ogle them privately. Go to a male strip club and drink in all the sights. Let your imagination run wild. Picture your own man, every rippling muscle, every manly hair, every soft inherent surface. Fantasize about what you're going to do to him tonight and how much he's going to love it. Imagine what he would do to you. Create the most sensuous scenario you can, including all the sights, sounds, smells, tastes, and textures. See yourself acting like the sexy, irresistible woman you know is inside of you. She's the woman who's going to drive your man wild in bed tonight and every night from now on. Have a ball. Okay, so the next page says Appendix Guidelines for Safer Sex. These guidelines are created by the Gay Men's Health Crisis. Okay, safer sex is just common sense since we know that HIV virus is transmitted by body fluids entering another body. The sensible way to prevent infection is to block the entrance. Latex condoms, aka rubbers, have been proven to be the most effective prevention against HIV infection. Lambskin and other natural membrane products are not as good as latex. They may allow HIV to pass through. Use the spermicidal, sperm killing lubricants, especially those with non oxidant 9, may increase your protection. but they should always be used with a condom and never instead of a condom. Many condoms are pre-lubricated, some with spermicidal, but you will probably want to use unlubricated condoms for oral sex with men. Condoms will Condoms still provide the greatest protection and relieve you of the worry about the risk involved. Both men and women should learn how to use condoms properly. Make them an integral part of sex and not an embarrassing fumbling intermission. I can agree with that 1,000%. Okay. I have no idea how to use a condom. Okay. Yes, me and my husband, during the 20 some years that we have been together, we did use condoms, especially in the beginning. After I got pregnant, I was scared to get pregnant again. But slipped up anyway, had another baby. So I guess it didn't matter. But after we had that last child, we used protection. We used condoms after we had our last child because I did not want to have another kid until I was taken care of. I wanted to be extra careful. Okay. But I've never put one on. I've never unwrapped one. I've never thrown one away or none of that. So I could agree with this 1,000%. That is up to the man and the woman. If you are a woman that requires your man to use one and your man don't want to use one, he ain't the one. If you are a man that's wanting to use one and your woman is trying to talk you out of using one, she ain't the one. So just putting it out there. Okay. Here are basic steps. When the penis is hard, roll the condom down all the way to the base, leaving some space at the head. Also, be sure to squeeze any air bubbles out. The vaginal and anal intercourse. Use plenty of water-based lubricant. This will reduce the risk of breaking the rubber and injuring body tissue, which could leave an opening for infection. Condoms seldom break when used correctly, but it's still a good idea to have your man pull out before coming. The condom should be rolled off, not pulled. After coming and before losing the erection, don't take the condom off if it's sealed package until you're ready to put it on. And don't rip the package open. If your teeth, with your teeth, you might rip the condom too. Keep unopened condoms protected from heat, sunlight, moisture, and uh, fluorescent light. Most companies put an expiration date on the box or on the individual wrappers. Others put the date of manufacturers. When the store is in cool, when stored in a cool, dry place, not a wallet or a glove compartment. Condoms are good for about 2 years from the date of the manufacturer. In oral sex with women, dental dams may be used. However, they have not been tested for protection against HIV. The dental dam is a 6-inch square piece of thin latex that's available in dental and medical supply stores. It can make a homemade dam by cutting a rolled condom to the center of opening it up. Now I'm having a hard time reading this because it went from a basic um like basic typewriter type like, and then it went into a weird type of cursive. So I was having a hard time reading what it was saying. The letters are curved kind of weird. So it changed fonts on me. In both cases, it should be rinsed first to remove any talc, TALC, or other substance and then dried. The dam should cover the entire vulva and should be held at both edges. Be careful not to turn the dam inside out during oral sex, since this will totally defeat the purpose. Dental dams can also be used for oral anal sex by both men and women. Remember, never reuse condoms or dental dams. And that is with an exclamation mark. Um, Remember too that even safer than latex barriers are activities like massage, hugging, body to body rubs, mutual masturbation, dry kissing, fantasy, voyeurism, and exhibitionism. If you've read the rest of this book, you've learned some great techniques for making all those activities wonderfully erotic, and you've probably developed some of your own. Use and expand on these, and never forget that great sex begins with your head and heart. I've heard of couples who give each other orgasm merely by staring into each other's eyes. Sex is not as carefree and dare-free as it used to be, but if you act wisely and responsibly, you and your man can still drive each other wild in bed. All right, that is officially, yep, that is officially the end. So I guess I can appreciate the fact that at the end of the book, which should have been at the beginning of the book, but I can appreciate that at the end of the book, they did give safe tips for how to have sex in a safe manner, whether it's physically or anally or orally. They gave safe tips for each way. So, um, but yeah, I have completed that book. Yeah, I almost don't know what to do with myself. It took so long. But I can say it was an interesting read. It was out of my scope. It was out of my scope, but it was still interesting because, like I said, if someone can write about this, think about this, then it can be done, and people are out there doing it. Okay, they ain't just writing it just for fun. Okay, they have clearly experienced it or have witnessed it, one or the other. But if y'all enjoyed the contents of all nine parts of my grandmother's book, 203 Ways to Drive Your Man Wild in Bed, please give me the thumbs up on this content. Tell me what you think about these chapters, these parts, these numbers that I read. If you didn't get a chance to watch all nine parts, hey, I do have them up on YouTube, okay? So that you can go back and see exactly what was in this book. And who knows? It might teach you something new. It taught me some things that I didn't know about, you know what I mean? And even though a lot of it was out of my scope, I didn't know a lot of this stuff was going on. So there you have it. I just be assuming everybody out there missionary until I find out otherwise. But as I say, you guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in to me. I will be back on here. Um, hmm, I'm thinking about doing my lives on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the daytime rather than at night, because when I get off at night, I'm extremely tired. I'm extremely tired. Well, but I was still like I have to come to my office to do my homework because my classes pick back up. Like I've been off for 2 weeks from school and they screwed up my schedule again. So I'm gonna have to call them on Monday so they can fix my class before it's supposed to start on Tuesday. But I have my classes are supposed to resume on Tuesday. So when I get out from work, I have to sit up until 2 o'clock in the morning anyway to do homework in my office. And I can squeeze in a live if you guys want me to. Other than that, though, I'm thinking about moving my Hot Topic Tuesday as well as my Freestyle Thursday to the daytime and filming it in the mornings instead of at night. and then just keeping my relationship Saturdays in the late afternoons / night times. Okay, because I have homework. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. 4 days. Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. So yes. So yeah. So like I said, I will be here in my office and I can do those things on those days, and I can do them at nighttime, but I think it would be more convenient for me to film those 2 days in the morning time instead of late at night. But at the same time, like I said, I can do it, but I'm just trying to figure out a system so that I can get consistent, because right now I'm not consistent. I done fell way off and I need to get back on board. and I'm struggling with keeping up with my content. Okay. And I want to record so bad, but at the same time, that's just another task that I'm going to have to do with editing. And I don't want to have to do that on top of everything that I already do. But other than that, you guys, I appreciate y'all coming on here. I want you guys to subscribe to my channel on Facebook, YouTube, all those things. Follow me, TikTok, and let me know what y'all think about this book on today's content. And if you try it, hey, I am nosy as hell. I want to know that you was freaky enough to try this shit. Okay. Other than that, you guys, I will see y'all next time. Okay. I will be on here on Tuesday, on Hot Topic Tuesday. I'm just trying to decide. I'm going to give it a run. Okay. I'm going to give it one run on this Tuesday and try to do that in the morning time between the hours of 10 and 12. Okay. It's going to be between that time, 10 and 12 o'clock on this upcoming Tuesday, that I do my film and see how that goes. Okay. If it goes okay for me, then I will continue. But if not, then I'll just keep it to where that I'll just do it at 10 o'clock at night. Okay. But other than that, I will see you guys next time. Thank y'all for joining. Bye.
Bye, bye, bye. Maybe we should take it slow. I don't feel too comfortable jumping into something new right now.